Meet the brand spanking new 2017 Infiniti QX30. And if this vehicle looks familiar to you, it's because, well, it shares its drivetrain, its chassis, its basic DNA with the Mercedes-Benz GLA. And I'm up here just north of Seattle, Washington, where Infiniti flew me up here to test drive this. So let's get to it, and that is coming up right now on the Fast Lane Car. Under the hood, it's the same engine you'll find in the GLA. It's a Mercedes-sourced 2-liter that puts out 208 horsepower and 258 pound-foot of torque. It's mated to a dual-clutch, sweet 7-speed automatic that in this case powers all 4 wheels. In my book, this car is handsome, it's sleek, it's aggressive, it's modern, it's stylish, and it's purple. You know, Infiniti designed the QX30 mainly with Europeans in mind, and in Europe they have a much more bold color palette than we do, and that's reflected in this QX30's pretty bold color. All right, there is one small, maybe it's not so small, let's call it significant issue with this vehicle, and that is for tall drivers like myself, the fact that kind of the new modern design language means that everything is becoming kind of squished. And what I mean by that is if you look around here, this glass area is very narrow and the front windshield is very raked, and what that means is when I look out, well, let me show you what that means. If I put down the sun visor, I can't see. That's how low this roof line is. And this mirror and this binnacle gets in the way, and it's limited visibility in here. Of course, the big sunroof does help, but for a tall guy like me, it's a little bit of a tight squeeze. I know I've been making fun of this car being purple. It's really called blue ink, so it isn't quite purple. It's more, well, more of a dark blue. All right, it is purple. Not that there's anything wrong with that. This Infiniti competes with other entry-level luxury crossovers like the BMW X1, the Audi Q3, and of course the Mercedes-Benz GLA. How does it differ from those other cars? Well, Infiniti would say this is a very international car because it's German by birth, Japanese by design, and built in Britain. This 7-speed really does pair nicely. Now this car looks sporty, and you know what? It is sporty. It's kind of hunkered down. There is the sense of the weight being down low. In other words, you've got a pretty low center of gravity, so that when you're kind of carving corners like I'm doing right here, the car feels very much at home. The steering is actually quite good for electric steering. Infiniti says that they've worked a lot to make it very responsive so that when you turn it, it's progressive instead of like nothing, and then all of a sudden it turns. And I can sense that. This steering wheel is also the right size. It comes to hand quite nicely. And all in all, with the paddle shifters, this is probably one of the more sporty of this luxury compact crossover division. I like it a lot. All right, here's a test of the Infiniti's back seat room. I'm sitting behind myself. That's my driving position. All right, my feet don't fit, my legs don't fit, and my head hits the ceiling. So this is a very small car. If you're a European-sized family, you'll do quite well. But if you're an American-sized family, then you may want to consider something just a tad bigger. Let's talk about the different models. Now there are 3 models, 2 are front wheel drive and this one is all wheel drive. There's a base QX30, which is the entry level. It starts at $29,995. Infiniti says it's under $30K, but then when you add the $950 destination fee, well, it's a little bit more expensive than that. If you want to move up to the next model, you go to the Infiniti QX30 Sport, and that one is lowered a little bit. It's got a different front fascia. It's a little bit more aggressive. It's a little bit more sport tuned, a little nicer interior. And of course, that one gets more expensive. And then if you want to go to the all-wheel drive, which is this one, you get actually more ride height. It goes up about almost 8 inches. It appropriates power. It's mainly front wheel drive, but Infiniti says it can appropriate power 50-50. So if you need it, it can go 50-50 in the rain or in the snow. I wouldn't take this into any serious off-road. Yeah, dirt road, rainy day, snowy day, all good. Any kind of rock dashing, forget about it. I mean, this car is definitely a soft off-roader at best. Does this seat control look familiar to you? Basically the seat rendered as a control. Well, that is classic Mercedes-Benz, and the interior of this Infiniti is classic Mercedes-Benz. So if you like Mercedes-Benz interiors, the layout will be very familiar. The materials are different, but placement of the controls, the look and feel of the cabin, that's pretty much Mercedes-Benz. The QX30 starts at about $31,000 and will go all the way up to about $45,000 if you get the one with all the bells and whistles. Now that's give or take about $1,000 less expensive than the Mercedes. And if you're jonesing for one, well, it'll be available in the late fall. And if you want to know everything you ever want to know about this car, we've got that video for you as well. It's over at our new YouTube channel, TFL Now. Just click above to check it out. As always, this is Roman. Thanks for watching, and also check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and of course, purple Infiniti QX30 reviews. See you next time. Ciao. Ever since I was invited to test drive this 2017 Acura NSX, I have been on pins and needles because, full disclosure, I used to own an NSX, the first generation, and the word on the street is mixed. The initial reviews came in as a car that needs a little bit more refinement. The later reviews came in as a car that is a wonderful GT car, a Grand Tourer. And of course, race car drivers say that it has too much understeer. So which one of these 3 is true? Well, there's only one way to find out. We're going to take it on the track, we're going to take it on the road, and we're going to get behind the wheel of first generation for this complete and, I hope, fun, fast lane car first drive review. And that is coming up right now.